Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about parts of a polygon. Before we can go any farther in our polygon work, we need to make sure that we all have the same language to use when talking about a polygon. So here I have a polygon. Remember that in order to be a polygon, it needs to be made of only straight lines and trap some space. Only straight lines, space is trapped, so we have a polygon. This particular polygon is called a pentagon because it has 5 sides. You've probably done that lesson already. But for this work, it's not important what kind of polygon we have. It is just important that we're looking at a polygon. So let's check out some of the words that we use when we talk about a polygon. The line on the bottom of the polygon is called the base. Now, if I were using a shape that I could pick up like this, well, the base could be right there, but if I rotated it, it could be there. And that's true. That's just something to keep in mind when you work with geometry, is that in general, we say that the very bottom piece is the one closest to the bottom of your paper, and that is called the base. Okay, so let's move on. Here is the base of our polygon. The side of our polygon is any of these. The base is one of the sides. So this polygon has 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 5 sides. And that's part of how you name polygons, is based on how many sides they have. So one of the sides is right there. I'll just label one of them so our drawing doesn't get too cluttered. I'm going to make an arrow for the base also. The base is a special kind of side. It is the one on the bottom. All right, if we look at a polygon and we look at its edges where they meet, the little space between 2 sides is called an angle. That right there. It's like the corner. This polygon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles. An angle is anywhere where 2 sides come together. The area of a polygon is all of the space trapped inside. If we were to turn the space in here into little grid lines, like with graph paper, and count them up, we could get a measurement for our area. We could also do it using rulers and some really cool math that we'll work on later. For now, just know that the area is the whole inside space, everything trapped by the lines, by the sides of the polygon. The perimeter of the polygon is the measurement of all of the sides put together. So it's like if you were a little ant and took a walk from one point on the polygon all the way around until you got back to that point again, you would have walked the perimeter. In our polygon right here, this blue line that I drew it with is the perimeter of the polygon. I'm going to draw a little tiny bug walking on my perimeter as my reminder for what that means. I'm going to make mine an ant, so it's going to have 3 body segments and 6 legs, although I'm only drawing 3 since we can't see all of it. All right, where the ant walks around the outside edge is the perimeter. There's another word that we use that doesn't apply to all polygons or doesn't apply easily to all polygons, and that word is the diagonal. I most often see that word used when we're talking about a quadrilateral, about a 4-sided polygon. So let's grab ourselves a 4-sided polygon so we can add that one last word in. Here is the outline of a 4-sided polygon. So this 4-sided polygon has a base, it has 4 sides, it has 4 angles, it has an area, it has a perimeter, the edge, just like the one we looked at before. It also has a diagonal. A diagonal is the word we use when we talk about drawing a line from 2 angles, from 2 corners that are not adjacent. Adjacent means next to each other. So in a quadrilateral, the diagonal would be a straight line from this point to this point, or from this point to this point. Let me draw that line. I'm going to use this piece of cardstock as a straight edge. Okay, our diagonal is from here to here. Now, the diagonal is important because sometimes when you want to calculate the area, like I was saying we could do using some neat math, sometimes you need to measure the diagonal in order to calculate the area on some polygons. So that's another word that's useful to know. The diagonal is the line that connects two angles that are not next to each other. If we drew a line connecting two angles that were next to each other, we would simply get a side. Let's look at all of those together one more time, and then I'm going to leave you to follow up however feels best to you. You might choose to just find a polygon around your house that you can trace, maybe a plate in the kitchen if you have any square plates, or a random box, or you could just draw one freehand and label these parts. Right. Our side is any of the straight stick lines. They're what make the polygon. The perimeter is all of this length of the sides added up together. It's the walk that an ant takes all the way around your polygon. The area is the space trapped inside of the polygon. And the angles are the corners. Now, in this polygon that we have here, in our pentagon, we could have diagonals in this one too. We would just pick any two corners that aren't touching and connect them with a straight line. So we can add the diagonal into this drawing. Here is our diagonal. All right, my friends, find a way that you'd like to follow up on this work and have a wonderful day. I miss you and I can't wait to see you again in person.